Gary Windass has come a long way in Coronation Street when it comes to rebuilding his reputation, but has he now destroyed everything by killing Theo Silverton? It certainly seems possible, as a shocking flashback in today's episode placed Gary directly at the scene of Theo's death. Viewers already knew Gary had been close to the location that night after he was spotted in the background of a selfie taken by Tim and Sally Metcalf. Before the latest episode, Gary had already become one of the main suspects because of his fury after learning that Theo had been abusing Todd Grimshaw. On top of that, Gary has a dark past involving murder and cover-ups. Suspicion around Gary grew even stronger recently when fans noticed his strange behavior around Sarah Platt. Gary and Sarah are clearly hiding something, and their mysterious conversations have become so confusing that viewers can barely understand what they really mean. Their suspicious behavior has not gone unnoticed by Maria Connor and Kit Green. Maria has started worrying that Gary and Sarah may have secretly slept together, while Kit is convinced Gary knows the truth about Theo's death. In today's episode, Kit confronted Gary with his suspicions, but the builder appeared confident that there was no evidence linking him to the crime. However, as Gary walked away, the episode flashed back to the night Theo died. Gary was seen standing on scaffolding holding a metal pole before looking down at Theo's lifeless body below. But does this prove Gary is the killer, or is he covering for someone else? Could Gary actually be protecting Sarah if she was the one who killed Theo? Coronation Street viewers believe a brand new detective partnership could soon outshine DS Lisa Connor Swain and DC Kit Green as the investigation into Theo Silverton's murder continues. Fans of the ITV soap know that Lisa and Kit are still searching for answers after Betsy Swain discovered Theo's dead body back in April. The storyline was first teased earlier this year during a special flash-forward episode in February, which confirmed a major murder mystery was on the way. Those scenes showed Betsy being questioned by police after finding the body of someone she recognized on the same night her mother Lisa married Carla Connor. As the mystery unfolded over the following weeks, Theo, Carl Webster, Jody Ramsey, Megan Walsh, and Maggie Driscoll were all revealed as possible victims, leaving viewers guessing who would die. Then, 1 week after Lisa and Carla's wedding aired, Betsy was left horrified when she finally found Theo's lifeless body on April 23rd, officially launching the soap's latest whodunit storyline. Since then, Lisa and Kit have been trying to uncover the killer, while Coronation Street previously confirmed Todd Grimshaw, George Shuttleworth, Summer Spellman, Christina Boyd, Gary Windass, and Danielle Silverton as the main suspects. Although the investigation is still ongoing, Summer has already been charged with Theo's murder after much of the evidence appeared to point directly at her. Meanwhile, Tyrone Dobbs also lied about seeing Summer on the night Theo was attacked while still alive. However, Coronation Street has now hinted that another Weatherfield duo may help solve the case. In a fun video posted on Instagram, Sydney Martin and Kate Fitton were seen wandering around the cobbles while acting like classic TV detectives in character as Betsy and Lauren Bolton. The clip finished with a logo reading Martin and Fitton beside a magnifying glass before the words "Coming Soon" flashed across the screen. The caption teased fans by saying, "Coming soon, #Corrie," alongside detective-themed emojis, while another message described them as the detective duo you never knew you needed. Fans quickly shared their excitement in the comments section. One viewer wrote, "I can't wait for this. They're the perfect duo." Another commented, "Why am I already obsessed with this?" A different fan added, "This is going to be brilliant." One joke from viewers claimed, "Move aside Kit and Lisa, there's a new detective team in Weatherfield." Another fan said Betsy and Lauren already seem better at solving crimes than the Weatherfield police. Someone else joked that the pair might uncover Theo's killer before Lisa Connor Swain manages to crack the case herself. Another amused viewer compared the duo to Weatherfield's version of Cagney and Lacey, saying the Cobbles were finally in safe hands. Coronation Street's Brody Michaelis finds himself in serious danger next week after becoming the target of a frightening gang chase through the precinct. The drama begins after Brody, Dylan Wilson, and Betsy Swain buy cans of alcohol and spend time hanging around near the swings. But their peaceful afternoon quickly turns hostile when three intimidating teenagers approach them and demand they hand over the booze. A source from the soap revealed Brody and Dylan instantly stand up to the gang leader, even though he's clearly trouble. As the confrontation becomes more heated, Brody tells Dylan and Betsy to run while he escapes in the opposite direction. Sadly for Brody, the gang immediately races after him. Earlier in the week, Brody, Dylan, and Betsy attempt to order drinks at the Rovers for a fun evening out. However, Sean Tully refuses to serve them because Brody is still underage. With nowhere else to spend their time, the trio end up drinking in the precinct, where the dangerous group of lads eventually spots them. While desperately trying to escape, Brody suddenly runs into Debbie, Sally, Bernie, Glenda, and Christina, who are enjoying a day out together. According to insiders, the women were suffering from hangovers earlier in the day after partying heavily at Chariot Square, but by the time Brody comes running towards them, they're back to full energy. They instantly step in to protect Brody and manage to scare the gang away. He's incredibly lucky they were there to help him when things became dangerous. Later on, Dev Alahan and Tim Metcalf begin discussing their concerns in the pub after failing to contact their wives, who haven't replied to any calls or messages. When Brody overhears their conversation, could he tell them he saw the women earlier that day? A Corrie insider joked, "Bernie and Sally going completely quiet is definitely unusual. Brody has the chance to stop Dev and Tim from panicking, so hopefully he tells them what he knows instead of letting them fear something terrible has happened." Following the frightening incident, the question remains whether the gang will leave Brody alone or return looking for revenge after he managed to escape them. Coronation Street airs on ITV1 during weeknights at 8:30 p.m. and is also available to stream on ITVX.